In this video, I'm going to show you what to do if no contact didn't work. If you went through 30, 60, whatever bullshit days and still your ex doesn't want to talk to you. My name is Ben and I'm certified by Tony Robbins, and I've been working with guys in your situation, guys who've been going through breakup and want to get their ex-wife and girlfriend back for past few years. And every month I talk to hundreds of guys and I work with them. I know you might be thinking, how do you have time to do that? Well, that's all I do. 6 in the morning till midnight, I'm working with guys and I help them with text, I help them with communication, competent strategies. Here I have a list for you that I want to show you what to do if you want to get your ex back and you're tired of bullshit. First of all, if you have watched other videos of me, you know that I don't believe in no contact, because when you cut communication with somebody, you basically tell them I'm not interested, or I don't know how to approach you so you don't reject me. So it's like on top of every other problem that you have with your ex, now there's a problem with communication as well, because your ex knows you. Like, who are we kidding? Your ex knows you, your ex knows you want to be back together, your ex knows you're sorry for any reason. Maybe you cheated, maybe attraction was gone, maybe you took it for granted, maybe attraction was completely gone because of her. Anyways, there was a big disconnect, and no contact is not going to help you, because no contact is a passive aggressive move. If you watch all of these bullshit videos on YouTube that they say, oh, use reverse psychology and let her think that maybe you are interested while you're not interested, and trick her, like, dude, should come to reality here. Because if you want to get your ex back, you gotta understand there were problems in a relationship that you gotta fix. And it doesn't matter, even if you go 60 years of no contact, the problems are still gonna be there. See, first of all, you gotta let go. I have my list here, I'm gonna read from the list. You gotta let go, dude. You have to let go. I know it's hard to hear it, but there is no way you can be happy with your ex until you let go. I remember years of my life, I was craving that text message to come from some girl that I was with at the time. It was tough, man, because when the girl realizes she has power over you and she can control your mood and she can change your emotional state, automatically this kills attraction, and she gets into the trigger mode and she starts to trigger you. And I spent years of my life like that. Then I went through a bunch of different trainings. I went to shrink, I went to rehab center, I went to live with monks in Thailand until I found out how I can be happy on my own without that. And by the way, I also learned a lot of outer game techniques on how to build communication, how to build good communication, how to communicate with women, how to build attraction, how to build trust, how to relationship skills, how to put the ego aside, how not to be needy, how to converse, good sex. So I attacked it from both external and internal. And one of the biggest skills that you also need if you want to get your ex back is the skill of letting go. You really have to let go. That's what I work with you in the program as well. If you come to my program, if I see I can help you, there is no other way, dude. Because if you don't let go, that person has the power. And this relationship is very transactional. Until the other person has the power, they're in control. And you gotta learn how to let go. There is some work involved. There are a lot of exercises. You need to understand how the signals of pain work. You need to understand neediness. You need to understand why you crave. It's exactly the same as craving to have a drink, craving to have a joint, craving to have a cigarette, craving to watch porn, craving to do all of those things that are not good for you necessarily. And there's a way to deal with this. There's a way to break these circuits that get you to feel certain ways. You need to have crazy emotional awareness. You got to be fully aware of how you feel at any given time. You need to be aware when the feeling comes, when these emotions pile up. You got to be aware of it. Most guys don't know it. They just go through the day randomly. They flooded with emotions. They just in reactive mode, go do things, get anxious, drink, go see their ex, they do crazy things, they lose their focus. Dude, you need to calm down. You need to separate yourself from your emotions. Imagine you're sitting down here, your thoughts are here, your emotions are here, and your mind is here. And you need to negotiate with them. You need to control this. If you don't control your emotions, your mind, and your thoughts, then you're going to be like a slave and a hostage to your mind, because your mind triggers those thoughts and those thoughts trigger the emotions, and you are the last in this line and you react. So you gotta have emotional awareness and emotional control, which takes you out of reactive mode. Is the next thing. And the other thing is communication. Dude, you gotta be good at communication. Most guys that I work with, they have problem with communication. They don't know how to tell their partner what they want, what they don't want. And they become passive aggressive. They don't talk about it because they don't have the willingness to walk away. So their communication is half-assed because the guy doesn't know how to tell her he's not happy about something. And then he goes and cheats. Then she finds out. The whole family breaks. Now there's kids. They don't know, should be divorced, should be not divorced. Or the guy doesn't like that the girl does certain things, but he's afraid to tell his wife that I don't want you to do this because he doesn't know how to communicate. So she keeps doing it, and he starts to develop resentment. You need to understand communication. I always say there are 4 ways you can talk to anyone. Passive, passive-aggressive, aggressive, or assertive. You need to understand assertive communication really well. And if you come to my program and we talk together, I'm going to kick your ass because you got to be assertive. There's no bullshit. There is no excuse for getting drunk. Getting drunk is a sign of weakness. Getting drunk is a sign that you want to shut down your emotions and your thoughts. You need to learn how to do this because, you can't have more of these breakups and you can't have more of these incidents. You cannot navigate through these by shutting down your emotions. You need to learn how to do this. Right now that you see me, I'm in week 5 of going through a breakup, and it barely touched me. I mean, of course, I'm around this all the time and I work with this, so my awareness of the situation is high. But if it was like 15 years ago, I would be crushed. I barely felt this because I navigate, I have my rituals, full awareness of how this breakup could affect me. I was in the right relationship. I broke up for the right reason. So you gotta take this under control. And I was talking about communication. You gotta understand assertive communication. And when I say assertive, I don't mean just assertive with your partner. It's also assertive with yourself. That's why I said you should not drink. You should not take it easy on yourself. If you feel like you really want to have a joint, to just shut down and have this great feeling and watch porn and have a drink or do anything that is not good for you, you gotta stop, dude. You gotta stop right there because that kind of thinking, those decisions will only destroy you, man. It destroys your confidence. It destroys your body. It destroys your mind. You gotta learn how to navigate this. It's like a knife. Like a knife, you don't know what to do with the knife. Or like I always say, like this phone, like iPad. You can use it, people use this as a hammer. But this is a phone, you can connect to internet, you can do crazy things, and your mind is the same. You can do the same thing. This is not about your ex. This is about you learning how to utilize your mind. This is about you learning how to change the way you think. Because the way you think changes everything else that you do and you feel. Next thing is you need to find peace on your own. Dude, you know what's my most favorite thing to do? I just sit and do nothing. I wish I had time to do it more, but sometimes I just sit for 15, 20 minutes and just absolutely do nothing. I built things, I built my relationships and a few things, so I have this luxury so I can sit and do nothing. But I realized at one point, for me to build relationships and build other things in my life, I need to learn how to do this. So I calm down because externals are always going to attack you. There is no way that life would be, okay, it's going to be peaceful from now until ever. Brian Tracy says you're either in a crisis or about to go into a crisis or about to come out of a crisis. You better learn to disconnect from externals. And I'm not a fan of politics, but I heard something that in one of these videos Donald Trump was talking about. He was talking about business, and he was telling that most successful people are people who are emotionally tough and emotionally strong, and they don't get affected by externals. Tony Robbins says the same thing. Sadhguru says the same thing. Like anyone who's successful in some area, they talk about emotional and mental strength. So you got to be able to not get affected by the externals as much as possible, because The more things you have, the more you'll get attacked. The more things you'll have, the more externals try to mess with you. So you need to learn how to do that. And next one is you gotta put yourself first. And it's incredible. It's fascinating to watch guys. They do everything for the girl. They do everything to get the girl back, but they don't do anything for themselves. They don't have any self-care. They don't take care of themselves. They destroy themselves by repetitive thought, by thinking about things that they should not think about. They don't take care of their body. They don't take care of what they eat. And everything, all the attention goes to the woman. Dude, the woman left because of that, because you didn't put yourself first. You gotta take care of yourself first. You gotta have an amazing quality of life yourself first, so there's room for somebody else to come. So you gotta take care of yourself before you take care of the relationship or taking care of another woman. Most guys that I see, they lose themselves in the relationship and they try to fix the relationship while they are fully disconnected from themselves. So you gotta put yourself first. And the other thing is that you cannot ignore the red flags. You just can't ignore the red flags. Most guys do, oh man, she was so hot. Yes, but she was also lying. She was also texting her ex and her other ex, but you ignored that. But Ben, you don't understand. She was a real estate dealer. She looked like Jessica Alba and she told me she loves me. You cannot ignore the red flags. If you go out, go out with, sometimes I go out with girls and I try different things. I say, okay, today we go there. It's a vegan place and it's a very low-key place. And I see what her reaction is. Some girls are totally cool. Awesome, let's go. Some girls say, really, you want to go there? And I said, where do you want to go? Then she picks the most fancy rooftop that you go there, like your bill is gonna be $500 for two people. So some guys go with that because she's really hot. And I said, nah, it's okay, she has high standards and it's cool. And justify making a bad choice. Notice the red flags. Don't ignore the red flags. If you ignore the red flags, you're gonna pay for it later. That was just one example, but there are a lot of red flags in relationships that people ignore because it's hard to step back and walk away. So you cannot ignore the red flags. And another thing is that I want to talk to you about mind a little more, because if you went through this no contact thing and it's over now and you're like, what should I do now? Dude, you gotta make peace with your mind. I want you from today, I want you to know that you're in a relationship that you didn't know about. It's between you and your mind. Imagine your mind is like another person sitting next to you. You got to start working on this relationship because it's been talking to you like, hey, give me some attention. What are you doing? Give me some attention. If you ignore it, if you continue to ignore this relationship, your mind is not going to take it easy on you. You got to take care of your mind. You got to take care of that relationship because that is the most important relationship that you have in your life. Start this communication. Start by writing down your thoughts. That's how your mind talks to you. Write down all of your thoughts. Doesn't matter good or bad. Write down your thoughts. These are the exercises that I do with you in the program as well. If you get on call and go through your thoughts, then you find the emotions. When you have your thoughts on paper, then you can say, okay, that makes sense. That doesn't make sense. I need to pay attention to this one. Go through this. I'm gonna write under this video as well things that I talked about, and I wanted to remember. It's not about no contact. It's not about that relationship. It's not about your ex. It's about you, your relationship with yourself and your strength, your mental control, your emotional control over yourself, how you can navigate through tough times, how you can communicate with your ex. What do you do when your ex doesn't comply? You need to understand this on both an external and internal level. If you want me to help you with this, if you want me to help you move on, if you want me to help you recover, if you want me to help you get your ex back, read my book. Check out my program. The link is in the description. If you're serious about making a shift in your life, send me a message and I will help you. This is Ben. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.